to be the Aries reading. I was supposed to do it yesterday, or at least I told myself I was trying to do it yesterday, but I have been dealing with some extreme ascension symptoms. I have shifted tremendously. It's once I get through this little phase that I'm in right here, I get to the other side of it and really balance my energy. You're going to really notice a difference in my readings, because my readings are going to be way more higher vibrational one, and less it'll be easier for me to describe the language of each card, because I've said it before that, you know, I read the energy of the cards, I read people's energy, and energy is sometimes hard to translate into words. But I feel like once I get to the other side of this shift that I'm going through right now, that it will be a lot easier for me to express it. However, ascension is not without pain, it's not without fatigue. I've been in bed for 4 days, I've gotten up, I've delivered my papers, I've been doing like a video, maybe 2 videos a day, and right back in bed again. I've been in bed all day today. I said tomorrow I'm going to have to get out and go do something. But anyway, this is going to be your reading. I was supposed to start my runes, 4 elements readings this week, but it's probably going to be next week because I just simply don't have the energy for it. We have the 7 of Pentacles. And basically what I'm getting with this card is that it's very easy for you, Aries, to attract possibilities. As far as the law of attraction goes, you're very good at attracting and magnetizing good things in, opportunities, people, situations, jobs, financial situations that are good. The problem is in your choices. And you sometimes self-sabotage yourself. So let's say, you know, you have these 7 choices, these 7 pentacles that are being presented to you. It's like you choose the one that's the easiest one, because you feel like you don't have what it takes, or that you're going to fail. You have an extreme fear of failure, I'm feeling. You're scared to try something new, do something different. So you just kind of stick with what you know. Not really branching out. And the universe wants to tell you that they are offering you all these different things, and that you need to get into the energy of knowing that you deserve more, and that you're capable of more, and that you are being universally supported and guided. Clarify that we have the waterfall, the effortless. And this is what I was saying. I feel like it takes no effort at all, as far as the law of attraction goes, for you to focus your intentions, focus your energy on it, to attract these different possibilities into your life. But like I said, when it comes down to it, once you get it, then it seems like you're in that self-sabotaging type of energy. And this does reflect on you, and this is somewhere in your shadow side, and so you definitely need to take a look at it and figure out where it's coming from. I know, Aries, it seems like it's been an ongoing theme, that this has been something that is coming and stemming from childhood. Possibly maybe one of your caregivers told you that you weren't going to amount to anything, or really discouraged you from doing more, or encouraged you to play it safe. And so now the message that's coming through is stop trying to play it safe. Change is okay. There's nothing wrong with change. In fact, go with the flow, like this waterfall. That message is coming through very clearly too. We have the Chariot card, and basically what I'm getting with the Chariot card is that whole things come to you easy, and they show up at your door pretty quickly, and I feel like it even surprises you sometimes. All the opportunities that show up, but sometimes it gets you in trouble, because I know the energy that I'm getting is, I haven't watched TV in 3 years. About 8 months ago, the DirecTV guy knocked on my door and offered me a package, a very small package. And I was like, no, I don't watch TV, don't watch TV. He talked me into it. So I had this very small package on DirecTV. And I literally, during that like 6-month period of time that I had it, I literally only watched it twice. Because anytime I would get on there, I'm like, there's just too many choices. I can't decide what I want to watch. There's too many choices. I would almost do better with fewer choices. I'd almost do better just having 3 channels. You know, maybe an antenna is what I need. Because I just couldn't do it. And that is the energy that I'm getting with this, is that when you have more choices, you tend to kind of take them for granted and maybe miss opportunities. And then you look back at it and you kick yourself because you were like, you know, man, I let this opportunity get past me. But Spirit wants to let you know that there are no mistakes. You're still going to end up at the same destination. It's just you're taking more detours. It's like you keep missing the exit, so you keep having to go down further. But you're still going to end up at the same place. It's just you have more scenery and you're taking in more views and you're learning more. You're seeing the world. You're having more experiences is the message that's coming through. I got this SelfCompassion deck, and these are not tarot or oracle cards, but they're more like affirmations, and they're mindfulness affirmations. And so I thought that these would be really good to incorporate into my readings. So the card that you have, and this clarifies that Chariot card, reflection connection. Bring to mind a somewhat difficult person in your life. What are 3 things you might have in common with them as a human being? Now understand, I have said this before, and I do believe I even posted something like this on social media the other day. When we judge others, it's more of a reflection on us than it is the person that we're judging. Because oftentimes when we judge somebody else, it's because they are triggering something in us, an emotional response. And usually that is something that is a part of ourselves that we have denied. And so we see something, a piece of ourselves in the person that we're judging. So everybody is a perfect mirror. Everybody holds up a mirror and shows us about ourselves. And so instead of judging the situation, judging the person, look at the mirror that they're holding up for you. And ask yourself, because your feelings are like roadmaps. Triggers are roadmaps letting you know what you need to work on. So if you have an emotional trigger come up as a result of somebody else, follow it back to its source, where it has came from. And that is how we transmute our fears into love. And that's how we incorporate our shadow side. A lot of times people think, you know, we need to eliminate things or we need to change things. Change comes with acceptance, naturally, because you're no longer resisting the situation and you're no longer feeding into it. We have the King of Cups. And so I do feel like you have met either your twin flame, your divine partner, divine soulmate. Do check out my twin flame videos that I make every week. And oftentimes, people don't realize it, but the twin flame is not even a romantic partner. It's not even about romance. But I'm not going to go into any more than that because everyone has their own journey and everyone has to discover for themselves. But I do feel very strongly like the connection that you're in right now is a spiritual connection with another person. You have known each other before. You have had past lives together. You've known each other possibly for an eternity. You may, they are possibly soul family, and soul family can be anybody. You know, we have a whole huge soul family that it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic partner. I mean, this particular lifetime or timeline, they can be past timelines. They could have been mother, father, sister, brother, uncle, grandparent. This could be somebody that you share the same soul with, like a twin flame, or that soul family where you have a real close vibrational resonance with them. Because to clarify this card, this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. So what I'm getting is that whoever it is that you've been seeking, or whatever it is that you've been seeking, you have found. Now understand, we shouldn't seek anything or anyone outside of ourselves, because it all starts with feeling whole and complete on our own, and then others can add to it, but they cannot take away from it, because that is codependency, that is fear. And so I feel like this person is here to teach you what love really is. And love is without conditions and without expectations. And I know a lot of times people say, well, how can you not have expectations of somebody? Isn't that not setting healthy boundaries for myself, or not putting myself up on a pedestal where I need to be, where I know where I deserve? Understand that once you stop projecting your fears and your expectations out on others, the paradox is that they will naturally become what it is that you were seeking to begin with, because you will be in the vibration of pure love, not that conditional fear-based shit. So do release the expectations and the requirements and the rules of another person, because that can be a big shoes to fill. You know how heavy of an obligation that is for somebody to feel like they have to come in and make you happy? It's so much easier when someone can come in and be with somebody who's already happy. So that is the vibration that you need to be in, and that is the energy that I'm getting with the cards. We have the Hangman, and so I do feel like that's some of that energy I was talking about, where you're kind of waiting around for somebody else to come in and somehow fulfill you. We like the way people make us feel. And understand, people can't make us feel anything one way or another, because that is giving away our power. I've had to learn how to make myself feel the way that I was seeking from my divine partner. I had to really ask myself, why is it that I am longing for him so badly? And I had to tell myself, it's the times when he's real caring and really concerned, and it makes me feel safe and protected and loved. And see, understand, love is not a verb. So when I say loved like that, I really would be doing air quotes. So I had to do that for myself. I had to be like, okay, I had to ask myself daily, what do I need? On an emotional level, what do I need? I do the same thing on a physical and mental level, but on an emotional level, what do I need? Okay, I need to feel nurtured. I need to feel safe. So let me give that to myself. And that is the energy and the message that I'm getting with this card right here. Is that, and with the Hangman, this is that stagnation. And you're not moving, and you see it's like tethered to a clock. And so the other message that I'm getting with the clock is, that time doesn't exist. Time is an illusion. There's nothing but energy that we align to. So this is almost like a deadline. Maybe you've given yourself a time deadline. I know a lot of times, especially as women, we feel like our biological clock's ticking. We want to be married by 30, or, stuff like that. So I feel like maybe that's some of it. And that is a heavy expectation as well. To clarify that card, we have the Book of Shadows, Secrets. And so this, what I'm getting with this is that whole book of knowledge, book of souls, that everything, all of our blueprints, our DNA of our soul, of everything we've ever been, every timeline we've ever been on, every connection we've ever had is right here in this book. And so I do feel like, and I think this has came up for you before, and do check out my past lives videos that I'm making. I make one weekly. Do check it out. But I do feel like you've been having possibly some deja vu moments, and possibly even with this new partner or this partner that you've been with that's possibly ascending to a higher level with this King of Cups. I feel like the intimacy level, I feel like we are stuck with the Hangman energy because of the expectations and learning what love is and what love isn't. But I feel like the intimacy level has gone to a deeper sense of commitment. And if you have not read John Gray's Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, John Gray talks about when men feel more vulnerable and more and they're reaching a deeper level of intimacy with their partner, that they have to go into their man cave. They kind of fall back, they pull back for a while. And women, we want to run after them. We want to be like, we're going to let them get away. That is that fear of loss. Sorry, my hands are hurting right now. I'm having this, extreme pain in my body, so it's hard for me to hold the cards for very long. And so the message that I'm getting is that space is a gift from your soul. So whether or not you're on the receiving end of a ghosting or you were the one doing the ghosting, it's all right. It's being divinely guided, and it's all right to have space, because otherwise what happens, we become codependent on one another. But back to this book of shadows with these secrets. I feel like, you're possibly having those deja vu moments. You're remembering possibly through dreams or something that's said or something that's done. You're remembering being with this person before in another dimension, possibly another timeline. I am possibly going to be squeezing in a second twin flame video, maybe even today if I'm up to it, just because I've had significant progress and I've reached the point of soul union with myself, which has, taken a lot out of me. But once you realize that you are your soul. I have spent all this time talking about my ego this and I that, my soul that, like there's three of us. Like there's my physical form, there's my ego, and then there's my soul, when you know what? There's only been my soul. As a soul, I incarnated into the body that I'm in, and I had all these situations and circumstances and conditionings from the time I came out of the womb that caused me to have soul amnesia. But I signed up for this, and these were things I wanted to learn about being a human. And so I have reached the point where I have shed all that now, and I know exactly who I am. And so that's the energy that I'm getting from this card. We have the Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups can either be about a spiritual union of the soul, which is what I, experienced, or a physical union with two people coming together. Two people who are very soulfully connected. Set aside all of their differences. And the message that's coming through from Spirit is that there needs to be more communication. Somebody's not communicating. Do communicate how you feel. And I believe it came up in the last Aries video that somebody from your past possibly was still kind of coming in, and you were scared that you were going to go back into old patterns. God damn it. You were scared you were going to go back into old patterns. Somebody's at my door. Hold on.